hello, everybody on the Zoom now and watching later. I'm Elizabeth Berner. I'm the director for the Mentored Career Development Program in Clinical Translational Science, which also houses the KL2 program, which is an NIH Hub Award to increase research infrastructure, innovation in clinical research, specifically for early career scientists in a mentored career development program. And with me is Jeanne Dzekov, who is our program manager. And we're going to talk briefly about the program, look through the application process, make sure that any questions about the technical side of it are addressed, and then also have time for questions about the general program and other requirements of the program and anything that might be coming up while you're preparing your applications. So we'll start just for some important updates. We have finalized the schedule for this year's application and review process. Those applicants who are selected for interviews will be notified on between October 20th and 24th. And you will receive any comments from your reviewers that might need to be addressed when you come to an interview with your mentor in early to mid-November. So those are just important dates to make sure that you're aware of and available for, and we will notify those selected for next year's cohort by the end of the first week of December with an in-person orientation the following week. So if you are applying this year, please keep track of those dates. They are updated on the website as well. So you can look at those there and make sure they're on your calendar. And we are now going to briefly go through the application portal and the different parts of it. And Jeanne is going to lead us through a live demonstration of how it works. And then we'll have some time for question and answer.
Thank you, Dr. Berner. So the KL2 Info Ready application portal is can be found on the SCCTSI website, which is there. You can also find the portal link also in the KL2 application guidelines. So once you go to Info Ready, you can create your own account, which is fairly easy. Register. If you may already have an existing account, and if you've forgotten your password, all you have to do is click Forgot Password, and the system will automatically help you generate a new password. So that is at the top, as you can see in the blue circle, log in and register. Now, at the very bottom of the screen, you can see Mentored Career Development in Clinical Translational Science Award. That is the application that you need to click on. There are two other applications that are provided by the other cores at SCCTSI, but that is not, those aren't the ones that will take you to the KL2 application. So once you register and able to log in, you will come to this page, and once you click on the KL2 application specifically, you will come to this particular page. There are three things to take a look at. We provide additional program description and information, as you can see in the center there. There's supporting documents that we also provide here so that you don't have to go back to the SCCTSI webpage. You can see that there's reviewer orientation if you want to see what we provide the reviewers on how to review. Info and application guidelines, which I will be updating by the end of today. The only difference with what I will be updating will be the new dates. We just had a new co-director join, and so that's the reason for the delay in getting dates, is to make sure that she was available for all the future appointments needed for the review process. We have an application checklist and signature page. So that is this page. Under program description, we go over benefits and support, curriculum, mentorship, and eligibility. These are all in the application guidelines. Everything's the same from the website to the guidelines to this page. Everything's literally the same. And once you're ready, you can click on the apply button. Now, once you click apply, you will come to this page where it says, it starts out with personal details. This is where you're going to just update your just personal information, really. Your name, your title, your department info, contact info, your ERA Commons username. If you do not have a ERA Commons username at this time, it's perfectly fine. I just try to get as much information up front from applicants. Afterwards, if you are awarded, you will definitely need an ERA Commons username. Your demographic information and primary mentor, co-mentor information. The next part, which is all on one page, so you really don't need to do anything. You just need to keep on scrolling down to fill out the form. You will be asked to complete your research title, click on any of the possible translational priorities. You can click on as many as you want, but we need at least one. Provide your IRB approval status and financial information. With regards to financial information, we ask that you provide your what percent effort you're going to apply for, 50% for surgeons or 75%, and your annual salary. As you continue to scroll down, this is where you need to start uploading all your files. If you've submitted last year and you want to submit responses to critiques, this is the first section. This is what you need to upload this document right here. Then you submit your letters of recommendation as one large PDF file. Proposed mentoring plan. There are 3 components to the mentoring plan: career development, research project, extramural funding, manuscript meeting, presentation timeline. That is one PDF as well, but has 3 separate sections. Proposed education plan, proposed research plan. As you can see under the research plan, there are various sections: personal statement, structured abstract, specific aims, research strategy, preliminary data, and cited literature. Also one PDF. Applicant's biosketch, your CV, and then the signature page. And then once you're ready to submit, all you have to do is submit application. If you're not ready, please save as a draft. And when you log back in, your data should all be there. Also, if you want to get a confirmation notification, please put your email address there or someone else's if you have a research coordinator or your primary mentor even. Feel free. I'm happy to start the live demonstration now. It's fairly easy application.
I had a question. So it's been a while since I submitted an application, like 10 years ago. If you've started uploading documents, but you want to come back to it, you save as a draft, correct?
Correct.
And that's how everyone makes sure that their documents are still on the website?
Correct.
Great.
So here we go. Let me get to... I'm not able to share. 1 second. Now, I have already created an account. And so basically you see here, I've created an account already. You click on the Mentor Career Development and Clinical Translational Science Award, which takes you, as previously shown, the description, supporting documents, and apply. As you can see, curriculum, mentorship, eligibility. All the information is here. We can click on apply. And this is where I said the whole entire application, as you proceed, as you start with your personal details. First name, last name, your degree, email address, your organization, primary appointment, ERA Commons, department information, We do ask for home administrator information. And then here we come to some of the demographics and the eligibility criteria, especially citizenship for this award. Your primary mentor information. Here's your application details.
Can we talk about the, so above that a little bit, looking at the areas of translational priority. So just for everybody to know, this is an area as we are mentoring early career faculty to conduct clinical and translational research. This is where you select as many as apply to you, but where your research trajectory and research planning is going to align with some of the translational priorities from NCATS, from our national center, from the NIH that supports this award. So this is an area, if you have questions, feel free to reach out and we can discuss with you which of these areas or all of the areas that your research might apply.
We do ask about your IRB status only because we know that there's a time gap between from the time you submit to the time you get notification of award. But we want to know where you stand at the time of application. This is more for us internally so that we know at onboarding. We'll ask at orientation where you stand with regards to IRB or IACUC submission and approval. So this is more of an internal thing. And then, of course, financial support at 50 or 75. And then you put the dollar amount here. Once again, this is where you begin to upload all the files, response to critique, letters of recommendation, one file, mentoring plan, one file, education plan, one PDF, and then, of course, your whole research plan as one large PDF as well, your biosketch and CV and signature page. And once again, save or submit your application. You can submit or click save as a draft and come back. When you log in, all the information should be there. I've never had a complaint that something went missing. But please let me know if it does, so we can contact the technical support at InfoReady. Should be able to retrieve it. And that is the system.
So this is a system that we partner with to really be very user-friendly and make it pretty easy for those who might be applying for a Mentor Career Development Award for the first time to submit all the documents. It's an internal document. We don't need to use maybe some of the grant submission systems that you might have heard about from your mentors. And we use one at USC called Cayuse. I'm actually not sure what we use at CHLA right now. Is it Cayuse also?
Sorry. Sorry. It's not
No.
Cayuse. It's not Cayuse.
It's one of the grant
Yeah.
submission systems, but this is an internal award. And so you don't have to use that external facing grant submission system that you would for like an individual K award that you're submitting to the NIH or a foundation award that you're submitting to an external foundation. We can use this internal application process since it's an internal award. So it's a lot easier as a first stepping stone to applying to a Mentor Career Development Award. And a lot of the documents are actually going to be very similar to what you might be developing eventually for your own individual career development award. The personal statement is a good first start to it, and then you'll make it longer and more elaborate when you're applying for your own individual award later on. And that's part of the KL2 MCD process is getting you ready to apply for your own independent awards. And if you are running into any issues at all, please reach out to us and let us know early on, or even running up towards the last minute, but we'll make sure that you get the support you need to get your application submitted. I just want to know if anybody had questions about the application process or about the MCD KL2 program generally.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
For the submission of the whether you've submitted an IRB or to the ICUC, If you have multiple aims and you've submitted one but not the other, does it, I know that it's more for internal use, but does it matter, I guess, on that section?
So as long as we're mostly referring to your first aim, the aim that you would want to start first in the program.
Okay.
If they're sequential aims, because of the way that the grant is structured, any research that involves people or humans as research participants needs special approval through the NIH, and that requires IRB approval locally before it can be sent for review to the NIH. So that is part of the reason we need to know that is, are you on track to get your IRB approval in time so that we can get you, onboarded to the larger NIH grant.
Perfect. Thank you.
Related to the CVs, I guess something I've heard previously is there is a number of publications that will be required for first author and second author, or like not first author papers on the CV. Is that something true, or it really depends on the individual or the reviewers?
Yeah, so I'm going to say it completely depends on the individual and the reviewers. So our review process, we send it out for scientific review to people in our network who are experts in the field of study, but also for mentorship plan review and career development plan review, and that goes mostly internally to the applicant review committee, which is predominantly the CTSI leadership here, as well as some other expert people involved. There isn't a magic number for the KL2 program, definitely. I mean, this is a very entry level, low, we're trying to make this a low barrier to getting people onto the career development track. People often go from a KL2 local award to an independent K award at their institute, right? Whether that's a K08 or a K23 or a K01. And so I wouldn't say there's a lower bar, but it is a different bar, right? We're looking for people that would really benefit most from a structured experience for 2.5 to 3 years of formal coursework, didactics, support for your mentors to get mentor training, some structured independent development plans where we work with you to really identify the areas you want to grow your skills. And provide some research support, for preliminary findings, which are often used to fund your larger applications moving forward. So no, there's no magic number, but honestly, that's true for the independent K awards too. It really needs to match where you are in your career, right? If you are just out of clinical training or just out of graduate school, it wouldn't be expected that you had a lot of publications, but if you had a clear trajectory and a strong mentorship team and a project that was really going to help you grow your skills, that makes you a great applicant. Versus maybe you've been out for 5 years, you have a little bit more experience under your belt, like we'd expect to see some productivity in that point or a clear pathway of how you were planning to get on a productive research pathway. So yes, it depends on the applicant and it depends on your trajectory. Any questions about the program or eligibility for it?
I think is I was reading through just the information. Is this productivity challenge? I don't remember seeing that before. Is that a new thing or
Yeah,
that
so we have a new component.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the writing productivity challenges. It's a new component we've added this year, where you cohort along with the other people in the program, and we really challenge you to commit to your research productivity. Finishing your manuscripts, writing your grant proposals, in a peer support model. Where you report on how you're doing and you help encourage each other and also have some accountability to each other. So it is a new initiative that we started this year.
Sorry, I just got disconnected.
No problem.
Yeah, and it really helps. Another follow-up on the CV organization, like we have a standard university CV requirement versus organizing the one that's ready for the KL2. Are there like specific formats we should readapt or kind of remassage our CV, or it doesn't really matter?
No, I think your formatted CV. If you are, Caisson faculty already or USC faculty, you should have your CV in the USC format.
Okay.
And then we do accept a biosketch if you have that prepared. The CV is easier for most people if this is the first time they're applying to a scientific award. They might not have a formatted biosketch yet. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm curious because it does have a little bit component in the biosketch format with like a lot of room to describe different projects, but the CVs typically it's just like a list. So
yeah, and the CV is helpful for us to understand your current career trajectory, right? How many years you've been out of training, the kinds of appointments that you've had, or maybe the other roles that you've had, especially for people transitioning from like a more clinical or administrative role to research being a larger profile. That helps us understand your background.
Okay, thank you.
So both are great too. So. And I'm happy to stay on if people have individual questions as well. And really, we just want to make sure everyone knows about the program and understands the process for applying and has an opportunity to, ask questions as they come up.
Thank you so much, Liz, for doing this.
Of course.
It's a privilege to have you all here for sharing the ins and outs of the KL2 program.
And if you, we also had an information session about a month ago, which the link is posted to the KL2 website, which goes more into detail of the different program components, which I'm happy to go through with people if anybody has questions about that now, or if you prefer to watch it on, follow the link and watch it at a time that's convenient for you, and then follow up for any questions with Jeanne or I. We're happy to answer questions about the program, about the application process, any and all of it. That's what we're here for.
Yep, the video is posted. So
yes, we have the KL2 website.
you can put that in. Go ahead. Okay.
It sounds great. And it sounds like Casey can send out recording links to the group as well.
Yes.
So to sort of our bigger research success teams listserv as well.
Perfect. Yeah. And on that website, we actually broke down the last information session we had into more bite-sized chunks. So it's a little bit easier to watch than sitting down and watching a 30-minute Zoom meeting all at once.
So I put the two web pages from CTSI. If you go to the application details and the application page, you'll see that Dr. Berner's video is posted there, which I will show you right now. Right here. That was the last info session. Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate your time and happy to answer any questions now or later whenever they come up.
Thank you.